Got a BV206D here. This one was originally supplied to the U.S. Army, and a multinational utility contractor with a subsidiary in Washington State acquired it somehow in 2008. I believe they performed the refurbishment on it at that time, changing the color from the olive drab and adding all the lighting, and I can tell that the tracks have been replaced and lots of stuff. We bought it as non-operational. The out-of-service tag inside the unit says that it has a blown head gasket and that there was coolant in the cylinders. The injectors have been taken out, and the lines are off, of course. I've spun the engine over. It turns over fine, but you can tell it has low compression. This one has the Mercedes-Benz OM602 turbocharged 5-cylinder in it. I go inside here. The hour meter shows 189 hours. I'm assuming that's been changed. The speedometer or odometer shows 785 kilometers. I doubt that's correct. I don't. It's really hard to tell. I haven't had many of these. The upholstery looks original though. You can see the original olive drab on the inside. The tracks show really no use. You can see the little wear nubs on the top, and it looks like they replaced the drive sprockets at the same time and some of the bogie wheels. The tracks don't show any sign of environmental damage, UV damage or anything. All of them have been replaced. Though I don't have receipts, don't know exactly when that was done. These are 24 volt from the factory. It appears they've installed a parallel 12 volt system to drive that inverter and all of the exterior lighting that they converted, and then also to operate the winch, which looks to be a 10 or 12,000 pound Warren winch that can be moved from the front to the back. Has another battery quick disconnect. These rigs, the engine is between the driver and the passenger, goes back to a Mercedes automatic transmission, and then a 2-speed transfer case. The transfer case has a drive shaft that goes forward to the front differential on the front car, and then another drive shaft that goes back with U-joints to the front differential on the back car. And rather than clutches to steer as you would have on a normal track machine, the steering is accomplished through articulation of the cars. These will go about 30 miles an hour on land, and it's also amphibious, go about 2 miles an hour on water. The brake system is on the drive shaft. It has 2 hydraulic calipers that squeeze a disc. One of those calipers was frozen, and we had to remove that so that the unit would roll. And it rolls, but it's a little more difficult to move around than just a car that doesn't run. We moved it on that hydraulic tail trailer there, and could probably be talked into delivering it if it was close, as in within the state of Oregon or maybe Southwest Washington, but could certainly help someone load it on another trailer. the body and everything is in really good shape. Has a registration still on it. I found the batteries have 2019 date codes on it, so I believe this thing was operational fairly recently. I suspect, knowing how these big companies operate, they probably bought it for one job and completed that job and then decided to surplus it. So certainly an interesting machine. One could repair the engine that's in it or find another one from an 80s Mercedes, but most people repower these either with T1N Sprinter engines, or Cummins also sells a 2.8 liter crate motor that's ready to go from flywheel forward. That would be kind of an attractive option, I think. But anyway, neat project.